It has been a dominant day here for Europe in our final day of DreamHack Valencia as we come back from complexity, finding victory over the River Rats. And we can see Randy Gibbons himself, the coach, the greatest coach in the world, struggling to find satisfaction within his team's performance, and understandably so. They're, again, struggling to the European rosters. But there is still a North American hope left, and we're going to see them perform here now, that being NRG. Welcome back here. I am your host, Wade Dreadnought Penfold. Here I've got myself a Randy Gibbons, and of course it's going to be Isaac Turtle App. Boys, what do we feel here over that last performance maybe, or thoughts here going into our next series? Because I think our next series has so much to say.
Yeah, well, let's just dive right into it. We'll forget about that last series. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry
I
about it.
blacked it out already.
You saw the disappointment on his face already. So.
This series for NRG, for Fireburner, like, this is a win-win, right? For your very last series, possibly to go out against the world champs. That is one way to go out, or to take down the world champions. Like, either way, I think Fireburner's like, all right, like, this is the one that I want.
And you're not just talking about world champions who have been like, okay, this tournament. They're literally 12-0 right now. They are snowballing. And at what point does a snowball just get too big? You can't even fight it. It's just a monster and a beast you got to take down.
Yeah, this is completely opposite of NRG, who, like, on day one, they had a loss. On day two, they had a loss. Already 2 losses in this tournament, but now everything's reset. Sure, Vitality was 12-0, but that doesn't matter. It's just one best of 5 now.
Yeah, and we're going to go ahead and we can continue to keep talking here about this series, but take a glance at what our bracket does end up looking like here today, and take a glance at all the European dominance. Again, the bricks, PSG, and complexity there.
We are spoiled, though. 3 Game 5s back-to-back-to-back. But not only is NRG trying to avoid Fireburner's last game, but it's also trying to avoid history. For the first time ever, one region will have all top 4 spots at a LAN. So NRG trying to save NA here.
And how can we not talk about that PSG Cloud9 game as well? The reverse sweep.
Yeah.
So many close matches today, like you mentioned, in Barcelona, as well as the bricks. It's literally every Game 5. We have no idea who's going to win. Day 3 is so chaotic, but so fun to watch.
And I think this final matchup here with NRG and Vitality is even that much more poetic in the sense of not only do we have, with Fireburner, the possible ending of the career, but up against the world champs, the possibility to take them down and moving further into the tournament. But I think it's really fitting in the fact that this is also the #1 team of North America when it comes to regionals, and exact same when looking at the other side of our combatants that are out of Europe.
Yeah, and they've played twice in the past month. They played at DreamHack Dallas, and NRG destroyed Vitality. And then Vitality did the same thing to them at the World Championship. So here's that final game, right? That final set between these two. Who's going to get the bragging rights for these 2 rosters, at least? It should be really fun to watch.
Yeah, the final rematch, maybe the time off and the relaxed, no practice time for NRG is actually what they've been needing, because every LAN so far, they've taken it, obviously, as they should, incredibly serious. But Fireburner himself said, they haven't really been practicing too much. They've been enjoying their time here, having fun, and maybe that'll contribute a lot to this playstyle against Vitality.
Yeah, and that's what I want to kind of focus on here is what do we need to see from NRG, because it seems like a bit of maybe a slightly bold statement, but they seem like the underdogs out of this setup here. Vitality has been on such a tear, and we know that it is kind of a more loose mentality, and that might be a benefit, but the practice hasn't been there for NRG. So what do they got to do to shut it down?
They're definitely the underdogs. One of the things that I find funny is every time that they've been on the B stream, like, everyone's saying, man, NRG looks terrible. But every time that they've been on this big stage, they've looked amazing.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to see from them. Just get Fireburner involved. Just get all 3 involved. It seems like when Garrett and Justin are trying for those combos, on the offensive side, it's been working really well. So just try and disrupt Vitality. That's what you need to do. Make them panic on defense. Make those double commits come out. That's how Vitality loses.
Yeah, I think it's bringing something unique to the table for NRG, and that could just be the time off. Maybe they're playing a little bit more aggressive. Just do something different this time. Change up your play style. Vitality, they're just going to be strong. They're going to play the same they have been with these solo plays, going off the ceiling. So many mechanical, gifted players. It's going to be tough, but NRG need to bring it to them. Do something different.
The one thing I want to see for NRG is maybe finding a way to be able to break up those midfield back passes that we seem to get out of Vitality to maintain that control over the ball.
Yeah, the
it feels like they are like a boa constrictor, just choke you out if you don't find a way to threaten them there.
And there's Fireburner. Everyone wants to see him hoist this trophy, except for Vitality on the other side, obviously. But it will be his final tournament, but he has had the most amazing of careers, and he's played most of that along with Garrett G, known as possibly the best player for North America, but he's never won a World Championship title, so he's going to be looking to do that in Season 8 when they're looking for new third players. And, of course, Justin, the shot heard round the world.
Yeah.
He is one of those players, like, he's like a prodigy, just like Scrub, except Scrub got that title. Now, Justin, he is still hunting for that.
It was probably one of the saddest moments yesterday when he said, you can replace a teammate, but you can't replace a friend. Definitely going to be losing somebody so important and a mentor to both of those players on NRG, but looking at Vitality, every single player a deadly beast. My goodness.
We start with K-Dop. There's been 7 world championships. The last 5, the grand finals, has involved that man. He's won 3 of those. He is epitome of success. He always shows up. Fairy Peak, a longtime friend as well. In Season 3, they were 1 goal away from winning the world championship. Fairy Peak was completely heartbroken, but he gets the overtime winner to take that title. And then, of course, Scrubkilla, we've been talking about him since Season 1, when he was 12, just waiting until he could play. It took him 2 seasons, but he's already won a title.
And the one thing here that I got to ask when looking at K-Dop and knowing that stat, right? Like how dominant he has been. I think the one thing that you quickly learn if you've ever watched K-Dop play Rocket League is that he's an amazing striker. But it feels like you can't just be a great striker and have those results. So what is it that he does beyond that fact, always putting the ball on point? What does he do here for these teams?
So he hasn't always had the mechanics. He's slowly been involved in that throughout his play now lately, which makes him even more scary. But it's always the vision from him. When he played on Dignitas, it was always the pass and plays from that team. They always know where everyone is. It seems like K-Dop knows where all 5 cars are on the field at all times.
Yeah, for K-Dop and honestly all the players on this Vitality's roster, it's the comfortability they have everywhere on the field, on the walls, on the ceilings. You know, we see players like Justin, who's so gifted mechanically. You see him in the air, he's a threat. But all of these guys on the wall, they're comfortable, they see each other, they can get passes from any direction, they can keep possession, like you said, Dreadnought, that was a great point. Hitting it back, trying to keep that possession and keep the ball flowing. Transitional game, great. Everything about this roster is so strong.
All right, guys. Well, it is that time here to figure out what your guys' votes are going to be. Again, the world champions of Renault Vitality up against NRG. Gibbs?
So if you had to roll a dice for Vitality, they say they always beat themselves, right? But I would say you would have to guess on a 6-sided die. It would be 1 out of 6 chances that happens. Well, I feel like Fireburner's going to have that luck today. Vitality might beat themselves. I got Fireburner moving forward. I got NRG.
Yeah. I got NRG as well. I think it's going to happen. You got to just go with Fireburner. I'm sorry. It's just he is going to come here. And I think that relaxed and carefree mentality is going to help him. And honestly, it could surprise Vitality.
Yeah, and you know, I'm going to vote with my heart here. There is nothing but absolute... I don't even know how to convey it. It's just I am nothing but impressed by what we have gotten from Fireburner over the years and his contributions, and I am rooting for him all the way through. Not even going to hide my bias.
So this will be a huge upset if Vitality pulls it out. I'll say, right?
The biggest upset we've ever seen.
If only Mount came, that upset was crazy too.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. But Vitality, obviously, they look incredibly strong. So they'll have to show something different. Very close vote. I think NA's not waking up yet. But
I would say I think that's because North America hasn't woke up. And when that happens, suddenly I can't help but feel like there's
maybe we just have to say,
more.
hey guys, it's Fireburner's last one. A couple more times and that vote will swing.
Yeah, all right here. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing underway. We got to bring in our commentary crew. Let's see if North America can continue on. We're bringing in James Bott and Chiefs.
Thank you very much, Dreadnought. And what they win?
NA bias,
yeah, right.
100% NA bias on
Good
that
job,
one.
Twitch chat. You were much more moderate. In
I mean,
your
the
reasoning.
world champions, and Vitality. From what we saw from them, they looked incredible, especially Scrubkilla leading the attack. Scrubkilla up in front of the field, going for demos, going for bumps, getting incredible shots. All around, Scrubkilla has just been so good this tournament. And when you have Fairy Peak and K-Dot backing them up, and they're playing well, it's an unstoppable force to try to get in front of.
It is definitely a great player to look for Scrub, but I give a lot of credit to Fairy Peak early on in that series during the Season 7 World Finals that got them off to a great start. And if Fairy Peak is playing well, NRG has their work cut out for them, but NRG definitely out for blood and vengeance for New Jersey. Fireburner, of course, looking to go out with a big bang here. And currently, NRG trying to figure out how to get this ball out of his own half. Shot on target. Fireburner there, of course.
You have to think that the team that makes it out of this series, a heavy favorite to potentially win it all. Vitality and NRG, these guys have been developing quite the rivalry.
Justin, of course, the acrobatics coming out. Trying to find at least a small hole. K-Dop demos one. Garagina, tight spot. Nice save from Fairy Peak oncoming. And Scrub will keep possession for Vitality. Not for long. Justin putting some pressure on out of the midfield. Will at least relieve a bit of tension. But of course, Here comes Vitality in their own corner. Again, trying to set up the 10. Finally, Vitality having to work for possession a little bit. Justin Fireburner on the sidewall. Back down to Justin on target. And Fairy Peak diving across. Great save. Up to K-Dop on the side wall. And it's Garrett G out to the side. Justin needs boost, however. Let Scrub take the ball away. Justin using everything just to push that ball onto the Vitality half. Take him out of the play for a fair bit of time. Scrub going to demo Garrett G in a race to the ball. Justin able to win a nice challenge.
Fantastic early pressure from NRG. Scrub trying to dribble that across net. Hairy situation, but he makes the most of it. NRG continuing to do well. Fireburner waiting up at the midfield, getting those passes dished out. Justin almost connecting on that previous shot.
Fireburner, a risky challenge, pays off though, gets NRG possession again. Backboard bounce, pass out to Scrub Killer from K-Dop. Vitality had a little bit of room to work with, and they make the most of it. They're back on offense. Not for long, K-Dop. Weak touch into the midfield. Fairy Peak lifted back. Nobody from NRG up to challenge, and here comes Scrub Killer up high. This is where it gets dangerous, but Fairy Peak, very passive, willing to wait. Doesn't want to force anything too early. Fireburner looking for the pass to the middle. Justin actually reaches it. Fairy Peak can't find a strong clear, and Garrett G punches it home.
Justin and Fire working together. Fire has been passing to Justin in the middle multiple times so far. This time, it forces a rebound. Garrett G comes in to clean it up. NRG looking hot out of the gate.
Huge effort from Justin to win that ball as well. He was beat, I thought. Still able to somehow win the challenge and get the ball in front of the net, but here's Scrub into the middle. Justin on the transition. Fairy Peak got caught cheating forward, and they are so happy Justin had no boost. Touchdown. Scrub Killer towards the ceiling. Pass into the middle. Beautiful play. K-Dop not going to have a chance. Long clear. Garrett G will take it away from Fairy Peak. Tip back off the corner, and here comes Scrub Killer.
That slight touch allowed Garrett G to get that boost steal. Scrub Killer almost doing some damage all on his own. Does get the boost steal from Garrett G as well.
Justin. Wizardry and work, and that is off the backboard and punched back onto the NRG half. Fairy Peak so dangerous in the one-on-one, and somehow Garrett G didn't end up putting that into his own net. Nice attempt from Fairy Peak. Touch into the middle. Clean win for Scrub Killer. Fireburner has to buy a lot of time here. K-Dop goes towards net. It's actually free, and Fireburner couldn't buy enough.
Fire was trying to just, like you said, buy time. He was the last one back by a country mile. Where on earth were Garrett G and Justin? Fireburner couldn't keep him at bay, and K-Dop tying it up for Vitality. That was just a rough situation for Fire to be in.
So Vitality find a big equalizer in game one. Garrett G catches one off the kickoff, and they're right back in the lead.
And immediately off kickoff, K-Dop going for a pass, and he passes to Garrett. So that did not work out. He wanted to go for the back pass. Garrett G had it read the whole way.
NRG usually pretty good at hanging on to leads, but no tougher team to do it against than Vitality. Garrett G to Justin, just trying to take the ball away and keep possession. Towards the wall. Beautiful lift from Fairy Peak, but Justin already on top of it. Tough bounce, oh so close, and Garrett G in the race will beat K-Dop to the ball. Not able to find a second touch. Fireburner sizing it up. Decides, yes, this is worth it. Pounded off the wall. Scrub Killer not able to get it past Justin. It's K-Dop. Wonderful challenge game from NRG right now. They just can't get anything past them on the Vitality half. It's just this war of attrition, and finally Vitality have to back off and grab boost, and this will be free time for NRG to waste off the clock. Blasted towards the side wall. Fireburner will just poke this back into the corner. Scrub's gonna have to really stretch for this one. Of course, Justin's not even gonna let that happen.
Scrub getting the aerial bump on Justin as well to take him out of the play, but now the time ticking away. Vitality having to get something going.
Great play from Fairy Peak. Actually dangerous, more than I thought. And Fireburner is so glad, but unfortunately misses the open net. Doesn't make a difference. No, it will not. Garrett G will turn it in, and NRG are going to win game 1.
Garrett G closing out the game with a hat trick, getting that corner boost, jumping up, reading that off the ceiling. Scrub too slow, and Garrett G locking in the win in game 1.
Feels very similar to LAN already. NRG won game 1 there, and you can see a little smirk from Garrett G there in the middle as that one comes to conclusion. And so, well, you're 20% of the way there, because this one has to go 5, right?
I was wondering what math you were going for right there. I'm like, for a 3-0, I don't think that math works. But NRG, led by Garrett, Fireburner getting 2 assists. Fireburner doing such a good job at creating pressure from his passes into the middle. Justin always a threat in the air. We saw some quality chances from Vitality. The one goal that they got was because of Justin and Garrett just being way far downfield.
Yeah.
And then this was the first goal. The pressure again, coming off of Fireburner's dish to Justin. Justin's shot forcing the rebound for Garrett.
And this second effort right here, I mean, K-Dop out to the middle, and just Garrett G stole that pass away. No chance for Vitality. And then, of course, this one just for good measure. Why not? Fireburner.
He couldn't get around
You feel bad, but what are you going to do?
Hey,
it's okay.
you know, he couldn't get around it, but he does kick off a very good hit that gave Garrett G the chance when it popped up off the ceiling.
And you've seen that, you know, it feels like thousands of times for as long as Garrett G and Fire have been playing together. Hit it off the wall, open the door, and yeah, Garrett G will punch it home.
Anytime you can put a ball in a spot where Garrett G can take a shot, you're doing something
good
right,
things.
and you're getting yourself a winning opportunity.
So here comes game 2.
We've got to see Scrub Killa start to be physical, go for those demos, go for those bumps, keep possession on NRG's half, because NRG has been keeping Vitality in their own half for quite some time.
And also looking for Justin to keep a level head on the NRG side. Don't want him to start to get too aggressive.
Yeah, we've seen him get a little too interested in solo plays, trying to do fancy stuff in the air all on his own. But the best thing that NRG can do is use each other, go for those passes, get those opportunities together.
Well, Fireburner wins a nice challenge, and Scrub Killa, great command of the ball there on his own half. Able to turn a figure 8, but unfortunately the great command went away. You have to make a second effort at the ball in the midfield line. Justin off the ceiling, down for Garrett towards the net, and Fairy Peak will have no problem dealing with that. Demoed is Fireburner, and a huge miss from Fairy Peak. Scrubkilla is just going to hop up and stay right behind the ball. Doesn't want NRG to find another touch off that backboard, because everyone can find it off that, and that is kicked down from K-Dop out into his own corner.
And we're starting to see a pattern from NRG. They love having Fireburner on the wall, looking for those center balls to either Garrett or Justin. Garrett, that shot was high, but another threatening opportunity for NRG.
Justin with a little bit of time here to himself over the head of Scrub. K-Dop, beautiful positioning, well aware of where that ball was headed. Down for Fairy Peak off the wall. Scrub Killa sizing it up, goes aggressive. He won't win the ball cleanly, and Fireburner running interference on the rotation back from Vitality. Buys NRG a little bit of room, but not enough time, however. Vitality break right out. The net was actually open there. The demo from Fireburner gives him a little bit to work with. Justin just wants the space.
And Justin, he saw Garrett over there. Had he gotten the pass to Garrett, Garrett might have been able to put a solid shot towards net, maybe score, force a rebound. But right now, NRG just trying to keep Vitality out of the net. And a shot from K-Dop narrowly missing.
Rare miss from what some would say perhaps the gold standard of striking excellence. Ball right down in the middle. Justin, strong hit and able to win the follow-up touch as well. Scrub again, dangerous dribbles in front of his net, but NRG well aware of what he can do with the ball.
We've seen him do that a couple of times this game. You wonder if it'll come back to bite him. But Scrub, great vision, an experienced ones player, really knows how much space he has to work with.
Fairy Peak out of the NRG corner, looking for a pass into the middle. It'll actually force Scrub Killa, because they didn't win the ball, to rotate all the way back. Great bump from Fireburner, and off the mark, Justin just missing. Scrub Killa dribble back the other way. Garrett G just running interference. Fairy Peak says, get out of here, Fireburner.
Back-to-back demos, and that's a part of Fireburner's game that you can't forget about. He's always been an aggressive player, going for demos, going for bumps. He loves making those types of plays, especially when he's rotating out on the enemy half, always looking for that demo. We saw him get one there. Another bump.
Oh, yes! Justin does it all himself. Fireburner, as per usual, will take out the trash.
And Fairy Peak just gets sent across the field. Justin with the bump. Fireburner, the cleanup. He's been the cleanup guy so much for NRG in the past. But what heavy lifting from Justin, just slugging Fairy Peak out of the way.
Scrub Killer off the ceiling, just misses the touch. Fairy Peak, actually dangerously close to being over the head of K-Dop, will allow Justin to break free, deny the boost in the midfield, and they will return the favor and just punt him off the ball. K-Dop to himself, over one. Garrett G under pressure, and thankfully Scrub wasn't close enough to go for a bump.
And Garrett G had very little boost. That had to be precise on that save. He very easily could have missed that one, but well executed, and now full boost. We'll see what he does with it.
Ceiling, K-Dop off the backboard, 2 commit for NRG, and Fireburner decides it's worth a risk. Garrett G alone on the back line. Fairy Peak wants the other corner. Solid save, K-Dop again. Just missing the ball, and Vitality absolutely gonna need him. They want to come out on top. They might have won once, but NRG is not a team to be trifled with. K-Dop out of the corner, can't win the ball cleanly. Fairy Peak just trying to hang on to possession, and he will get demoed for his trouble.
A team bump there from Fireburner sends Justin upfield.
Actually might work out. Fairy Peak thankfully there to cut it off.
And NRG keeping this attack going. Vitality not looking as sharp as they have been in the past. One more goal for NRG. Could seal it. Fire!
Just didn't get high enough and punched it off the backboard. Now it's K-Dop. Does not have position of against Garrett G to get up and challenge that ball. So final 10 seconds, Vitality gonna send the house. Blasted upfield from K-Dop. Garrett G returns the favor. Out into the middle, Scrub Killer's in a race, and Justin's gotten the better of him in most of those battles. Nice tip from Garrett G. Beautiful catch from K-Dop. One last opportunity here. Fairy Peak lightly forward. Fireburner will just slap that into the ground. It's 2-0 NRG.
And don't take it for granted how important it is to force that ball to the ground. We've seen some crazy 0-second goals. Fireburner actually jumping off the wall, reading that play quite well to seal game number 2, and NRG out to a 2-0 lead over the world champions Renault Vitality, who have just looked flat. We've seen multiple misses from K-Dop.
Yeah.
We haven't really seen Scrub be much of a factor. We've seen Fairy Peak caught flat tired a few times. Vitality, they're off to a slow start and they don't have much life left.
But this is where it gets hard. A huge play from Justin. And you know, him and Scrub Killer very similar in that dynamic, both just individually able to make a big play and get their team fired up.
Absolutely. Justin so comfortable in the attacking half. That time, making the goal happen. Fireburner gets credit for the goal, but it was all Justin.
You see Scrub Killer on the end there? He's like, it doesn't matter, we're down 2-0. Watch this, baby. Oh, I can't wait to see what Vitality comes up with.
And I mean, we already saw one reverse sweep against a North American team.
Yes.
Cloud9 getting reverse swept by PSG earlier in the day. Vitality is going to have to do the same thing if they hope to stay alive.
Well, another 5 minutes added onto the clock. Vitality going to kind of come out on top for 15. They want to beat NRG. Game 3 underway. The kickoff going to favor NRG. Garrett G splits the defense, and they're on the net.
3 seconds in. Garrett G cheating on the kickoff. Fireburner has a perfect win. If you look at what Fireburner did, he actually hits the ball with his wheels. He flips right on top of the ball, and that killed it off to the side perfectly for Garrett G. Fireburner with a fantastic kickoff. We've seen kickoffs destroy NRG at the World Championships. They must have studied the film and made some adjustments, because that time the kickoff was perfect.
Second opportunity, second kickoff of the game, actually going to be favoring Vitality. Pass for Fairy Peak into the top right. Huge equalizer.
Massive for the confidence of Vitality. K-Dop with a recovery on the wall and a perfect pass. Fairy Peak launching that in the upper 90.
No chance. for NRG to get in front of that one. Beautiful placement from Fairy Peak. And we're all even keel.
You know, there was almost a moment of alarm there for Vitality. Seemed like NRG might be starting to run away with the series, scoring that first goal 3 seconds in, but great composure from Fairy Peak and K-Dop to get Vitality in this game.
Ball up the side wall. K-Dop expecting that ball to bounce down a little. Oh, 3 misses for NRG. Pass to them, and that's NRG. Yes, sir, into the bottom left.
The rare triple with Fairy, Scrub, K-Dop all out of the play, and then Garrett just launches that towards the corner, and that has to be devastating. Oh my.
The best outcome possible for NRG, and again, the precision you can always count on from Garrett G.
It happens to the best of us, apparently.
Absolutely. Demo from Fairy Peak on Garrett G. It's a weak ball into the middle, but unfortunately, Scrub couldn't get behind that ball. Just tips it right over to Fireburner. He's trying to stick right next to the ball and actually beats one. That'll buy plenty of time for NRG to get set. And again, Scrub just a little too far under it. Squanders a chance.
And just launched that off the ceiling. An easy ball for NRG to handle. Now Fairy Peak with a chance going for the double. Fireburner is able to get in the way of that one.
Tipped out. Garrett G with time. K-Dop recognizing the extra time he tried to take. Actually gets the boost steal as well. Pass him in the middle. Garrett G lifted on the Vitality corner.
And this was not what we expected. We see a double commit there, but Justin will land with enough time to get back. And again, NRG just 3 minutes away from sweeping the world champions Vitality. We were expecting another Game 5 series, but NRG not giving an inch to Vitality.
Oh, and here's Scrub. He's over one, but got too much of it. Fireburner all the way back in his own corner. Easy enough for him to deal with. K-Dop, big challenge in the midfield, getting Vitality again into the offensive third. Bounces down in front. Here's Fairy Peak, and that's a huge stop. Justin, diving save. Scrub killer towards the middle. Fairy Peak has no boost. Vitality will be turned away.
Some solid defense there from Justin, streaking across the net. And then also Garrett covering both options now. A pass to the middle.
Diving stop. Justin again coming off from the midfield line. They'll run into Garrett G on the way out. And that will slow down the NRG attack. But Justin, beautiful fake, and that will be into the net.
Just incredible, living up to his name. The touch, the mind game, see a Fairy, and he just puts it in. 2-goal lead. NRG is feeling it.
Long road back for Vitality. It's got to start soon if you want to crack the NRG wall. And they might just do it here. K-Dop back wall to himself, make it 2-3. They've given themselves some life.
And they did this last time as well. A very important goal and a beautiful pop. K-Dop just tapping it over Justin's head, and Justin had to watch as he puts that in. K-Dop not giving up, pulling Vitality back into this one. They're within one, but they cannot let in another goal from NRG.
A huge goal for Vitality, no doubt.
They can't make any more mistakes. We saw that triple whip.
Could prove fatal. Garrett G pops it high, is willing to let his teammates try and challenge. Scrub Killer probably expecting somebody to be up. And NRG just let him hand them the ball. Fairy Peak, beautiful touch across. Scrub Killer wanted on target, and Justin out there all ready to deal with the problem. K-Dop, free ball, floating Scrub, hoping to get it. It's so pretty, down towards the net, and oh no, I wanted to see it, I won't lie.
Scrub coming so close there, and then we see the save. It looked like that might have been even a pinch out. But NRG starting to be on the defensive. Vitality eager to get back into this series, showing some life late, but Garrett almost making him pay.
Scrub Killer, dribble. Justin's pushed out to the side. Garrett G, smart touch back to Justin. Over two, but pulls 2 defenders of Vitality out of the net. Fireburner towards the corner, actually double commits with Garrett G, and actually, thankfully, Vitality sort of deposits the ball one-on-one for K-Dop, cuts left and right. Justin just goes for it, doesn't want to think too hard about it, makes the stop. Not able to find the block. Fireburner again. Such a tough man to get the ball past. Scrub Killer cuts one. Slow play over the top of 2. He's so good. And off the side, Fairy Pete can't find the double tap. Too close is K-Dop. Vitality had them beat.
That was a beautiful flick from Scrubkilla. And now on the other end,
Garrett G will deliver a massive insurance goal.
the hat trick for Garrett G. Fireburner with the delayed challenge. The ball leaks out for Garrett G, who puts it away. And that was such a shift. Scrubkilla had a beautiful play to set up a chance for Vitality, but then on the counterattack,
The kickoff!
Garrett G with his 4th.
NRG rolling in game 3 at the end, and 2 kickoffs gone wrong for Vitality, and Garrett G scores them both.
And how fitting, the kickoffs that did NRG in at the World Championships, working out in their favor. Hard work paying off. NRG just have to just sit down for 30 seconds and they'll be moving on.
Tipped out to the middle. Justin wants one more. Garrett G won't find it. But a formality here for the final 20 seconds. Vindication for NRG. Redemption for New Jersey.
And Fireburner's last tournament on the NRG team. And they get revenge on Vitality, who has been a thorn in their side. And they do it in a commanding fashion. NRG sweeping Vitality.
And that will do it. They will move on to the semifinals and give themselves a shot at a DreamHack title. NRG, what a way to do it.
So when do we ask if Fireburner is really going to do it? Is he really going to retire? Are you really going to? What are you thinking? You guys just 3-0'd the world champions.
You'd love to see him continue, but I'm sure they'll settle for the victory here. And they're going to have to go take a moment, collect themselves before their semifinal matchup. Smiles all around. Vitality will have to live and wait for another tournament.
And what was that? We had 5-game series in all of the other quarterfinals, expecting another one here, but NRG had something else in store.
Absolutely. And when we come back, we will continue with our final quarterfinal matchup of Championship Sunday here at DreamHack Valencia. Don't go anywhere.